Hello and welcome, gentle viewers of YouTube World. I'm Amrita Sinha, an occupational therapist and a life coach in making. This is my day 7 of 75 soft check in. And as always, a brief orientation. So, this is a bit of social experiment and self accountability exercise that I've started. And it is based on the framework of 75 Hard, which was a mindset framework designed by Andy Frisella. As part of this framework, you're required to do a reading challenge, hydration challenge, eating challenge, and fitness challenge, exercise challenge. The 75 hard is quite rigid and very inflexible, and I found that very hard for myself. And after attempting it twice, I gave up on it completely after a 2 weeks trial in the past, and I'd attempted that a couple of times over the last few years since I got introduced to it. And more recently, I stumbled across this variation called 75 Soft. And I'd seen different YouTube feeds on that. So that's how I chanced upon an app which helped you design your own challenge in the premium version on the four core challenges. And that's what I stuck to. So, eating well, and I've defined my eating well, drinking 2 liters of water, reading 10 pages of a self help book, and meditating. Or actually, it's five, meditating and doing a unit of exercise. And the reason why I chanced upon this, or this kind of came on my radar, was because I was really struggling with um, my unhealthy reliance on food and particularly alcohol, and how that was impacting my weight and my physical well-being. And as I've mentioned previously, I have arthritis and fibromyalgia, and it was just I was not feeling my best. And being from well-being industry, it was even more. I was like in a really vicious loop of feeling more helpless and hopeless as days were progressing. But I've mentioned this before as well. I'm a firm believer universe helps you, and in the magic of manifestation. And I think universe just heard me loud and clear and sent me this help in the form of this app. And all this information is in the description link attached, and the pictures are in the thumbnail. And the way I've structured my conversations with you guys are they are unscripted, rugged, an update on how my day was towards the end of the day. Um, and it was inspired by the book that I was reading. I'm reading at this point in time, Feel Good Productivity by by Ali Abdul. I don't think he uses that title. Um, and it talked about different ways of learning, and that kind of inspired and gave me the idea of the social experiment. But also being a mental health occupational therapist and life coach in making, in training, everything that is human being and mindset related interests me and fascinates me, and is an area of my work as well as interest. But also, it aligns very strongly with my value system of feeling empowered and resourceful myself, but bringing the same thing to everything that I do and how I show up in life. So that's my orientation conversation bit, and the context to my daily check in. And then I talk a little bit about what stuck, how my day went, and what kind of inspired or stuck with me. And as I've mentioned, in the last 3 days, I've been doing a training, a coaching training, and I'm going to wait till I reach 20 subscribers, and then I will reveal the name. So if you're interested in knowing about who my coaches, current coaches are, and who's inspiring me, come and subscribe me and engage with me. Give me a like, show me some love. So the third day has just finished. It's the final day, and it's midnight in Australia where I'm based. So I'm based in Australia, and in terms of the day, it went really smoothly, despite my kind of demanding 3 days. I was able to get up in the morning and do all my tasks and challenges that I could do early. I kept my exercise to a gentle flow of yoga, and that was another thing I was thinking I would introduce you guys to. So Charlie Follows is somebody I've done videos for a long time on YouTube, and I'll put the description on there. I absolutely love her style of teaching and her flows, and there are various ranges, so that's a good one to try if you're interested in that side of things, or even sitting on the fence and just want something simple and gentle mobility wise. So that always kind of, they're not easy, but they're not punishing either. And her teaching style is really good. She, the way she instructs, you don't need to constantly look at the video to know what you're doing. Her instructions kind of correct you, and you're post, at least that's what happens for me. So that was one thing that kind of stood out for me. In terms of Dr. Abdul, I had made a few notes because I kind of read on the go, and then I keep forgetting all the things and snippets that come in my head. And yesterday, I'd forgotten. Don't know. I've lost my little notebook that I'd written notes in. But one of the things that I was talking yesterday about coming to speak online, and the fear, and how the coach had kind of shared their journey. And what I forgot to mention was they use this uh, quote is proximity is power. And hence, hanging out with people who have been on that journey and transformed through that journey inspires me to then work through and kind of work through that barrier, and what's that going to feel like. And the fact that transformation is never easy, hence it's a reinforcement is not to expect it to be easy. So it's going to be uncomfortable. If it feels easy, then it's not transformation. You're kind of doing whatever you're doing is in your comfort zone. So that discomfort, and then the confidence that comes to you post that discomfort, was one thing that I wanted to touch on. The other one was something in this coaching session. There is a motivational speaker back in India. She's a spiritual kind of speaker. I think Kishori is something her name. I can't quite remember. But she made a point, and sometimes you just need one word, and there's just one statement, and it kind of helps you consolidate the learning, or helps you move from not feeling too sure to actually that landing, and really making sense, and helping that aha moment, the penny drops. And she said something. She said, when we ask God, universe, whoever we believe in, the higher power, to help us, to assist us when we are in strife or in difficult situations or struggling, they don't just give you a solution. It just doesn't land in your lap is, oh, I'm struggling and I need $10,000 extra, or I need another job because I'm struggling in my job, or I need a better job. They actually put you in situation that require you to build the skills. So it's like teaching you to fish rather than giving you the fish. Um, and that for me was so pertinent. Is, like I said, is last 3 to 6 months have been so hard for me, and I've struggled through it. But I also know on the other side, every day I'm feeling like I'm becoming a different person, more skilled and more resourceful and more aligned. Um, and had I not gone through that journey, I would have not felt. And every day I would get up and pray to God, is just help me. I don't know what to do. I don't know why I'm struggling so much. Or I knew why I was struggling, but I was just struggling. I just couldn't find an anchor. Um, and now that I have found, um, it's all of it is sticking and falling in place really, really well, and I feel really excited to just even watch the space for myself. Is, I don't know what tomorrow is going to look like, but I'm just excited to come in and see what every day looks like, and report back to you guys. So that was a little bit of my own personal kind of aha moments that happened for today. In terms of the challenge, I have been sticking to all the core challenges. Just finished my reading, um, and eating has been a bit off the point, but it's still, I've broadly kind of defined it as a better eating than what I was doing before. No alcohol, which I'm very pleased about. So that is day 7. I also did weigh myself. So I started the challenge at 70.2 kilos, and today I weighed at 68.4 kilos. While weight is not the criteria, I just thought it's it's vanity, and it's nice. It's nice to see the numbers going down and not up. So that's the update. And in terms of Dr. Ali Abdul, feel good productivity, we were talking about procrastination in the chapter. And last time we looked at two emotional blockers, which was uncertainty and fear. And then the third one was inertia or taking action. So you know how we kind of know what to do, but we cannot get started. I like to call it the activation energy of anything, so making things as easy as possible. And that was one of the things that I did with this challenge, is make it as easy as possible. But also then setting up the second part they talk about is reducing the environmental resistance. So if things are not readily available, then you're less likely to do those things. So like I said, is I had a lot of things and resources in the house, but then I also didn't want to go really gung-ho, do big meal preps and get exhausted and then get burnt out. So I kind of made it as easy. What was readily available, I just adapted it. And some of the tips that I wanted to share that I used for myself were like, I have been eating pizza last 3 days. I've done no cooking. We've been busy with the training sessions. They're 10-hour coaching sessions, quite immersive and exhaustive. So the pizzas were ordered. So I chose the thin crust pizzas. I added extra protein on it. I clubbed it with some fiber. So I had salad with it. And that's how I kind of optimized my meal plate. Uh, then I had burger tonight. And again, instead of having two burger buns, I just used one burger bun and sliced it into halves. So reduced the kind of bread component of it, added extra salad to it, added extra protein to it, and stuck to that 32 morsels, 32 chews kind of principle, is chewing until it turns into liquid and then swallowing it, and waiting 20 seconds before the next bite. So kind of being more mindful and disciplined about how I was eating. So that's how I kind of have stayed on track with the eating. um, and that is also my kind of experience of reducing the environmental inertia. And then the author talks about reducing the emotional inertia is in your head, when you just can't seem to get started. um, and they suggest is just thinking about doing the next step, the next one step. So if the example is, if you're required to do the yoga, then rather than it's just rolling the mat and standing there. Or you might have heard of the term Pomodoro timers, and I use that quite often when I'm stuck. Is it's only 5 minutes. I'm just going to do it for 5 minutes, and then I give myself permission to stop. And he talks about that strategy as well, the 5 minute strategy. And you genuinely have to give yourself permission. And 75% times I stick and I continue with the task, but there are 25% time when I just want to get up and go away and do something else and not stay on task that I forced myself to do for 5 minutes. So that works. But at the same time, there are times when we just cannot control the procrastination. And it's interesting, they talk about forgiveness, and they talk about forgiving yourself for procrastination rather than feeling shame and guilt around procrastinating. And there are some other schools of thoughts around productivity which talk about procrastination as the creative kind of rest that somebody needs. Is it's the rest time, and you almost, even if you're doing housework, that is what your brain needs to do. And sometimes that happens to me as well. Is I'll go away and I'll do other things, and I just need that one kind of word or one moment or something to drop. But it's reliant on you. To come back into. So they talk about forgiveness, and it's interesting, the app that I've mentioned, it has got a tab of forgiveness tab on it, so you can turn that on in there. And I thought that was really, really awesome feature. And again, it felt like it was a fantastic thing that landed in my knowledge and awareness on my radar. The other thing they mentioned is using external support system and using have an accountability buddy, and I have an accountability buddy in a friend who's doing it with me, and we do daily check-ins. But this has been my second accountability framework that I've set up and kind of put it out there and talk to you. So do me a favor, if I have just popped on your feed for the first time, thank you so much for spending last 15, 10, 5 minutes with me. If anything that I say or present has landed for you, please give me a like and subscribe, engage with me. And I look forward to checking in with all of you tomorrow for day 8. Until then, take care and bye now.